Hi everyone, I'm going to go through question one on the sets and Venn diagrams questions which I've set for today. So for question one, it says, draw a Venn diagram to represent the following information. Now, if you've been able to print this out, then you can put all of your information on this little Venn diagram here. If you've not been able to print it out, then you can make a quick version of that yourself. Okay, so this is a list of information here. And this little symbol here, which often you would write like this instead, this kind of curly E, means the universal set. It's all of the things which we're considering which need to go into this diagram. So it could go in this area here, this area, or this area here, depending on the information which is coming up afterwards. Okay, so that's the universal set. That's all of the information that needs to go in here. But it says that set A is all of this information. So don't worry too much about these curly brackets as well. The curly brackets, which you see at the end, just means to say this is a set of information here. These are all the things that we're considering. Okay, by the way, you often see this thing, the E, written in the top corner, one of the top corners, just to say this is everything that we're considering. Okay, so A is going to be 2, 5, 11, 19, and 20. But you can see that some of those are up in the list above as well. So see that 2 is the same as the one in the list above. 5 is in the list above. In fact, they're all in the list above. What am I talking about? But if you have a look at the second list, some of those might overlap. So here's the second list, and here we can say 7, 11, 12, and 19. Okay, now you can see there's one of those numbers which is in both of those, so we're not going to write it there and there, we'll write it in the middle because it's in both of the groups. Okay, now we need to go and check that we've got all of our numbers here, so because all of these numbers should be in here somewhere or other. So yeah, 2 I can see is there, 5 is in there, 7 is in there. I don't see 9 anywhere, so 9 has to go on the outside. So now we've sorted 9 out. 11 is in the center. 12, yeah, see it on the right. 13, I don't see 13 anywhere, so I need to put that on the outside as well. 19 is there. 20 is there, and 23 is not there, so I'm going to put 23 down here as well. Now that's our complete Venn diagram. If you want, you can rub out this one and this one. I'm just leaving it in to show you the working out. Okay, next little bit then, it says which numbers fall in the following sets. So which numbers fall in the following sets? So this one here means the intersection of both of them. This thing here you can kind of read as and, but we call it intersection. So either you can say this is A and B or A intersection. Okay, and it's the bit where both A and B are true. So the bit in the center. Okay, so that's the and. That's where A and B overlap. So which numbers fall in the following sets? Well, you can see the number which is there, and you can write that down as your answer. There's only one answer there. For the second part, the U means union. So it means one or the other, or both. Sorry for my handwriting there. So, and that's we call the union. So this is union, and this one is intersection. So the union in this case, we're saying, well, which numbers fall into these? Well, that's anything which is in A, and anything which is in B, and anything which is in the middle as well. So all of those numbers need to be written down, and we don't need to write 11 more than once. Okay, then this next thing, so which numbers fall into the following sets, A dash, but A dash means not A. Sorry, not all, not A, not A. Okay, so essentially it's saying what's not in A. Well, what's not in A? Well, all of this stuff is in A, so it's everything else that we're interested in there. We're interested in this, 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 and this. So those are going to be your answers for that question. Okay, it's also called, by the way, the proper name for it is the complement of A. So that's the, sorry, let's write that down properly. Is the complement, not compliment, where you're saying how fantastic somebody is. That would be with an I here. This is the complement, so it means not A. Okay, put a little speech bubbles there, speech marks there. Okay, so for not B is very similar. It's everything which is not in B. Okay, and that includes the things which are on the outside as well. But everything in here is in B, so we couldn't include those. Okay, and the last one, which is quite difficult, is saying here's the union, but it's saying what's not in the union. So remember, what's in the union? Everything inside here is in the union. Well, what is not in the union are the things which are on the outside. So that will answer your question there. Be three answers. It says for part B, therefore, what's the probability of selecting a number at random from each of the sets in the question above? Well, we need to know how many numbers there are in total to start off with. So let me just count from the universal set. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10. The probabilities are going to be easy here, and they're all going to be out of 10. I'm going to write my answers up here. You might need to write them underneath for part B. So for this one and all of these, you're going to say out of 10. Now we need to know how many elements there are in A and B, or A intersection B, and we can see there's only going to be one of them. So for this answer, you'll get 1 out of 10. For the union of B, again, we just need to count up how many things we've got in the union and write it over 10. And that's the same for all of these things here. How many have you got in each of the groups? And we're going to write that over 10. Guys, thanks for listening. I'm going to do question 2 separately.